immigrants don't pay taxes. That's a very common myth. So I have a question. Do all immigrants need to file taxes, or does it matter by documentation status? What goes into that?
Well, let's start with the policy conversation. So from a policy, pro-immigrant, anti-immigrant perspective, all of the legitimate studies that have been done on an economic basis show that immigrants are an economic benefit to the overall economy. Not only do they pay the taxes that we've already talked about, like sales tax and property taxes, they also pay into income tax if they're working with a social security number, or even if they're working for a company and they've used a false social security number, those taxes are still being taken out, withheld, and paid to the federal government. But also the benefit of immigration overall. Immigrants are much more likely to start businesses, to create jobs, and there just is no question when you really dig into the data about whether immigration is a good thing or a bad thing for the overall economy of our nation. It is 100% a good thing. But in answer to the second part of that question, Yunwen, do immigrants need to file taxes? Our answer is yes. Everyone should file a tax return. And even undocumented people who aren't working with a social security number, who are maybe you are working and you're cleaning houses and you only get paid in cash. You still, not only do you still have a duty to contribute by filing and paying your taxes, but it's also really beneficial to you personally to do this in terms of your, future immigration cases. For example, like if you have a deportation case in court, the judge is going to want to see that you've been filing and paying your taxes. Or if you're filing a DACA application and you need to show your physical presence and your time spent in the U.S., tax returns are one of the main ways that you can do that. If you've been here for years and years and you've filed your tax returns for 10 years, you can get a transcript from the IRS that just shows that you regularly file and pay your taxes. And that can really, really help you beyond just being sort of like a moral obligation. It can really help the individual for their immigration case.